What is up, my friends? So let's talk about 12 minutes, a game that's going to take you about 12 hours to finish. I'm just kidding. All seriousness, though, it probably might if you don't look for those guides right there. And I just want to say it from the top, like, I usually like to play games and I don't like to look at guides. Isn't that like one of the worst things that you possibly think about? Like, I got this game and I'm not going to finish it with my own wits. But nonetheless, that's just how I think. And so I tried my best. Like, I didn't want to look it up. I didn't want to see how to do it. But this game kind of frustrated me to the point where I had to. And then when I looked it up, I was like, yeah, good thing I did, because I wasn't ever going to think about doing all of the things I had to do in order to finally get the ending that we get. So this is pretty much your Groundhog Day, which is what Hollywood is very much so in love with doing nowadays for some odd reason. And it was cute at first. It was. I liked it. And then it sort of started to get a little bit tiresome. But nonetheless, let's talk about this game right here. So, as I said, it's a pretty hard game because you are stuck in a time loop and you have to do certain tasks, to pick up certain items, make certain dialogue. It happen in a specific order for things to play out how they should play out in order for you to advance before you get back into the time loop in the beginnings. So the time loop basically deals with you coming home, having a dinner with your wife for a special occasion. You find out that she is actually pregnant with y'all's first child, and then by the end of this time loop, a cop comes that's gonna arrest your wife because she is accused of being the murderer of her own father 8 years prior. And then you get knocked out and you start all over. So as you go and progress, you find out certain details about what's happening. You find out that the cop is actually looking for a pocket watch that your wife had that belonged to her father, because he wants it to in order to pay for a treatment for his daughter. And then ultimately you also find out that your wife actually didn't commit this murder. It was actually somebody else. And you then find out as you keep doing these time loops over and over, which can get a little tedious, I'm gonna say that, but whatever, we're here for it. You find out that she actually does have a brother, and it was actually the brother who committed the murder. And then the final twist, which took everybody for a doozy, I swear, is that you are actually the brother and you killed your own father, and that is your sister. You just got pregnant. So a lot gets unloaded onto you, but you still have to complete the loop and all of that. And so you actually do end up doing this by actually going back in time, it seems, and it looks like your father is actually doing a hypnosis on you, and this has all been a sort of treatment. And I don't think that nothing actually happened where you actually progressed and had this life with your sister. I think your father had just hypnotized you in order to see the consequences of what this could bring. And so I thought that that was very interesting, and I don't know if it actually works yet as I think about it after I finish the game, and many people would agree as well. But pretty much by the end of it, my interpretation of it is that that was all a facade inside of your head happening, and that none of this actually was real. You were just given this sort of scenario by your father, hence why the cop and the father are the same voice actor and look sort of identical. And so this is was all sort of a metaphor as well, because I think the cop looking like your father and looking to sort of like stop all of this from happening as well was your father doing this with the hypnosis. And that was sort of a way to make it even easier, because in the hypnosis room where you're with your father, after you accept that you will not pursue your sister or any of that, you embrace it, he doesn't get killed, nothing happens, and you get to go to an apartment that's empty. Nobody is there no more because you didn't pursue this forbidden relationship. And then credits roll, and that's it, my friends. That is the final part of it. Now, there are multiple endings to this one where you can forget everything your father said and continue on with the loop as well, and you actually kill the father. Another one where you tried to go back into more hypnosis, so more time loops, and I thought that was very interesting as well. Something I think that's also interesting is you sort of hypnotize yourself as well, again, if you want, in order to keep reliving this timeline. I think that really adds to who this narrator really is, and that's somebody who isn't all that mentally well up there and will actually continue to live this sort of fantasy that they have had. And if that means just living in these 12 minutes for them, and then that's what that means, right? So I thought that that was a very interesting thing to show about how we actually deal with certain things in our life as well. And so, yeah, I thought that the game did a good job at pretty much doing all of this and showing us a person who isn't mentally there and a narrator we really couldn't trust as we progress further into the game. I feel like we get more of that being clear that this narrator should not be trusted and that there is more at hand than we are led to believe as well, with everything happening around them. So overall, as I said, I thought that the game was very repetitive, and I know that's the nature of it, but there was a lot that you keep doing over and over. And also, I think that it was a bit too hard, I feel, to sort of get to any sort of like conclusive end. I am pretty sure most people are going to have to look up a guide in order to finish the game. As I said, I had to, but if you didn't, kudos to you. I really do applaud you on that, because I thought that was very interesting. Anyways, let me know down below what you think about the game 12 minutes, if you played it or not, or you just came straight to here to find out what the twist and what the ending is. I can understand that as well. Definitely a game that if you don't have the patience for games like this, you would definitely just not want to go for it. I think it took me about 4 hours to 5 to complete it, and that was with the guide. I've heard other people take about 10, and I've heard other people finish it in 3. But yeah, so I thought it was okay. I'm not gonna say it was insanely amazing. I think the voice acting was very good though. James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, Willem Dafoe, great stuff in there, and I could definitely have seen this be turned into a movie. Maybe it could have worked better as a movie, I feel, but who knows? Maybe they will turn it into a movie, right? So let me know your thoughts on the game below. Have you checked it out? What do you think about all of these Groundhog Day-esque movies, TV shows, video games, whatever, that keep on coming? Do you think the trope is done? I think the milk has been completely drained out of this cow, and I think it's time to go forward. I thought it was great in movies such as Happy Death Day and all of that, but once we got to a certain level of just seeing so much of them, I think that this is definitely a trend that is long overdue for a rest. So let me know. 12 minutes, was it hype? Was it not? I know the hype was big on social media right before it came out. Then other people started to have opinions on what the game presented and let you do as well, which I understand where those people are coming from, but I believe it's a little too harsh on the game itself when so many games do so many things that aren't supposed to do, in real life. But we'll see. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on it below as well. And if you want me to do more ending explains for video games in the future, please give this video a thumbs up. Go follow me on TikTok. I like to post more news and faster paced videos over there. I do have a Mephisto theory on Doctor Strange and the new Spider-Man trailer as well coming out later today, so make sure you tune in for that. And as always, that is going to do it for me. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up there. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and comment if you played the game or not. I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.